Tape www.suividecolosénégal.com. À École au Sénégal, c'est facile, tu n'as qu'à te connecter. Tape École au Sénégal, les leçons sont beaucoup plus détaillées.
Okay, now let's continue with the past perfect continuous tense. The past perfect continuous tense. Now, the past perfect, the past perfect tense, the past perfect tense as also the past perfect tense as also known the past as also known the past perfect progressive. The past perfect tense also known as or as also known the past perfect progressive clauses shows that an action that started an action that started in the past, an action that started in the past, continued up until another event, until another event or another time in the past or another event in the past, another event in the past or another time in the another event or time in the past. So we say the past perfect tense as also known as the past perfect progressive shows that an action that started in the past continued up until another event or time in the past. This is the past perfect progressive or the past perfect continuous. Examples? Let's give an example. He had been drinking milk out of the carton, out of the carton when mom walked out the kitchen. Watch out the kitchen. Okay, here they have he had been drinking. 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 Past perfect continuous. He had been drinking milk out of the carton when mom walked out the kitchen. So here they have an action that started in the past, continued up. This is an action that started in the past, continued up until this another event in the in the past, or this another time in the past. We have he had been drinking. This is an action that started in the past, continued up. This action is progressive. The action of drinking milk was progressive or was continuous. He had been drinking milk out of the carton when Mom walked out the kitchen. So they have action which started in the past, continued up until this time of walked out the kitchen. Let's give another example. Another example number 2. I had been working at the company. I had been working at the company for 5 years when I got my promotion. I had been working at the company. So they have had been working. This action of working was progressive. Was in the past perfect progressive or past perfect continuous. I had been working at the company for 5 years. When I got my promotion. This is action started in the past, continued up until this action of getting the promotion. Thank you. This is in the past perfect progressive. This is in the past perfect progressive. Now, what is the form for the past perfect progressive? So the form for the past perfect progressive is subject plus had been plus verb plus ing plus ing. Okay, the form is here. The form for the past perfect progressive is subject plus had been plus verb plus ing form. This is the form for the past perfect continuous or progressive. Okay, so they have subject plus had been plus verb plus ing. Let's take some examples. Okay, he had been drinking milk. He had been drinking milk. So they have subject plus had been plus subject plus had been, so plus verb plus ing form. This is the form for the past perfect progressive. Now let's take this example number 2. I had been working at the company. I had been working at the company. So they have subject plus had been plus verb plus ing plus ing. This is the form for the past perfect continuous or progressive tense. Thank you. Now these sentences are into the affirmative form. Now let's turn the same example in the in the negative. Okay. Negative form, do you have it? Negative. He had been drinking milk. Into the negative, we have he. He had not. He had not been drinking milk. Had not is the same with hadn't. So that's also possible to have he hadn't been drinking milk. Example, I hadn't been working at the company. At the company. Okay. I hadn't been working at the company. So they have hadn't been working into the negative form, right? Let's continue with interrogative form. Interrogative form, what do you have? He had been drinking milk. Affirmative. Interrogative. Had he been drinking milk? So they have had he been drinking milk. Thank you very much. Example number 2. Example number 2. I had been working at a company. Now had he been working? Had he been working at the Had he been working at the company? Interrogative form. Thank you. Now let's go with interrogative. Interrogative form. Now what do you have? I had been drinking milk. Into the interrogative form, what do you have? We have hadn't he been drinking? Hadn't he drinking milk? Thank you very much. So this is the interrogative form with this example. Hadn't he been drinking milk, or had he not been drinking milk? So we suppose here hadn't is equivalent of had not. So they have hadn't he been drinking milk, or had he not been drinking milk. Example number 2. So they have I had been working at a company. Now hadn't I been working at the company. So they have interrogative form. Hadn't I been working at the company? Thank you very much. Now this is how to practice the past perfect continuous tense with affirmative, negative, interrogative, and interrogative form and the uses. So thank you very much. We have to know the form for the past perfect progressive or continuous is subject plus had been plus verb plus ing form. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. Have a good understanding And thank you for your attention. Guys, see you later. Thank you very much.
Suivi d'école au Sénégal,